be doing some cooking today. Doing the cooking my own way, 'cause it's cooking with Steve. Cooking with me. So stick around because my cooking is a lot better than my guitar playing. It's cooking with Steve. Hello and welcome again to Cooking with Steve. Today in the kitchen I'll be making my illustrious beef enchiladas. I say illustrious because everybody in my social circle pretty much loves these enchiladas, and anytime I make them they are screaming for me to bring them to them. So we'll just kind of give you a brief run through here. They're really simple to make, and man are they good. So stick around and maybe you'll learn something. These are the following things that you're going to need for your enchiladas. Obviously you're going to need some beef, some enchilada sauce. We're going to mix some of that green pepper and onion there in with the beef. You're going to need your taco seasoning, some cheese, some flour tortillas, get the big kind. And I'm going to do a variation on it this time. I'm going to put some bacon into it. I haven't done that before, so hopefully this should turn out good. So let's get started. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to take this pepper here and just kind of tear her down. So let's cut her in half and then de-seed her. I have plenty of seeds. And then give her a rinse out in the sink just to, you know, get the pesticides and stuff off and get the rest of those seeds washed out. Alright. A couple of seeds stuck here on the cutting board. Get out of here, buddy. Alright. Now we're going to take the green pepper here and we want to pretty much chop it up as finely as we can. Don't get super crazy, but just kind of cut her up. The reason why we want to get this stuff so small, or as small as we can, is because we're going to be sauteing this with the beef, which is real nice because it gets that taco seasoning in there too, and it just adds a little bit of a different taste to the overall enchilada. Usually I don't put these in just because I've got a pretty picky family here, and they like things rather bland, but I like having a little bit extra flavor. So we got about one half done there. We could probably just use the other half of this. Just going to cut that in half and then splice her down. And chop her up. I'm just going to get our pan here and dump that on in. Now, got to wash my cutting board and then I'll chop up the onion. We'll throw that in. Alright, I'm going to take this onion and usually just cut her down the middle. And then take this guy off. Always a pain in the ass there. Peel off your top layer. Don't want any of that skin getting in there. That stuff's gross. Okay. And same with the green peppers. We want to get this as finely as we can. But I really don't mind big chunks because I love onion. Come on, skin, get off of there. There's dogs. Okay. Then we'll just dump this in there. Alright. Now we're ready to start frying. So now we got all of our stuff in there and our onions and our green peppers. We're just going to put just a little bit of spray in there with it. Just so the stuff doesn't stick. Turn our heat on. And let that start sauteing up. Our green peppers and onions, they're not quite done yet, but this is about where we want right now. They're starting to sizzle. And we want all that flavor to kind of get into the beef too, you know. So we got my 1 pound of lean beef. This is actually another variation from what I usually do. I usually just use a regular ground chuck, you know, 80-20. I decided to go extra lean this time just to see what it was like. Because me and my friends seem to think that the reason why these are so good is because there's so much fat in them. So we'll just throw that in there and then we'll bust her up. Bust it up into little chunks as much as we can. We'll let this brown and then we'll add our seasoning. Now as you can see here, our meat is nice and brown. We do still have some fat in there, that was to be expected. And what we're going to do next here is we're going to add in our taco seasoning. Drop that all down to the bottom and rip her on open. Dump her in. Now here's another thing that only I do. I don't follow the packet. Putting that water in there and then boiling it all down. Come on, please, really? That's what the fat's for. Let the fat soak up all that stuff and move it around. But this being lean beef, you might have to actually do it. Yeah, we're going to have to do it this time. So I'll add the water, and I'll let it boil down, and then I'll show you how to set up your assembly station. Okay, now this would be your assembly station. I'm left-handed, so you can just move it around all you want. But you're going to want to lay down something, because this tends to get a little messy. What we're going to do here is we're going to take our tortillas, and we're going to put them in about a little, you know, just to cover the bottom of some oil. We want to coat both sides of them tortillas real nice, so they get kind of crispy in the oven. We want to have a pre-sprayed pan. We got everything else chilling here with our bacon and our cheese and our sauce. So let's get the oil warmed up and then we'll start assembling. Now we're ready to start dipping tortillas. Just going to take a tortilla here. I like to use these tongs. Just kind of dip her in. I warmed up this oil and then I turned it off because, man, do I hate getting burned fingers. Okay, just let her drip. Bring over your assembly plate, put that on there, and let's get to it. So first things first, we're going to take some of our beef mix here, plop her down in there. Put as much as you want, just depends on how big you want them. Usually I make them so big that One's enough. I eat one and I'm stuffed. So we'll lay that in there, and since we're adding bacon, we'll put a couple of chunks of bacon in there. Stuff got real nice and crispy. Okay. Oh, I gotta eat it. Good stuff. Take our sauce. I usually put about 3 or 4 hefty spoonfuls in there. Next is our cheese. Cheese it up, man. More cheese, the happier the enchilada. The happier your belly. Alright, now here's a trick. I don't roll them like a traditional enchilada. I make them more like a burrito. So I fold in the sides. Hold her in together there. And then flip. Then we just put her off to the pan. Repeat this process until you've used up all your meat. And you'll be ready to put them in the oven after you garnish everything else. So I'll finish up here and then we'll come back when we're ready to put them in the oven. Alright, now we've got our 4 enchiladas sitting there in the pan. I'm going to take the rest of our sauce here and liberally put it all over. Now I've got another can of sauce if I need it, but I don't think I'll need it so much this time. It's always nice to have a backup. Okay, use up the last of this cheese here, and we're gonna coat this thing with cheese like no other. Look at that. We want to preheat our oven to 350. And basically we're just going to pop them in there for about 15-20 minutes, just until the cheese gets all nice and melted. Alright, we got our platter of enchiladas. Into the oven they go. My timer went off, so there it is again. Let's pull these bad boys out and take a peek. Damn moth got let in here. Oh, those look just awesome. This be your finished product, people. Now, I'll give you another picture as soon as one's on a plate, but for the time being, yeah, I'm gonna have to eat one of these. So I'll be back in a minute. There you have it, an enchilada with all the fixings, tomato and lettuce and sour cream. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna have to feel myself silly. Have a good day.